A state or nation in which the supreme power is actually or nominally held by a monarch is called a monarchy. Monarchies began with tribal kingships, when the king acted as a priest or was considered to be of divine ancestry. In the Christian Middle Ages, this was transformed into the notion of divine rights of kings, while the Chinese, Japanese, and Nepalese monarchs continued to be considered living gods into the modern period. In an oligarchy, all the power is vested in a small group of people or in a dominant class or clique. This means that the ruling class will mind their own interest over the interest of the general public, while in a monarchy the ruler will try to do what is best for the majority of the people, and not just a privileged few.
Stick with me, and you'll never go hungry again.
In a dictatorship, the power usually belongs to a person or a family that seized the power, while royal families have a tradition of ruling the country and have been doing so for many generations. Also, in dictatorships, the ruler usually has an extreme political stance and belongs to a certain party or a group that might favor some citizens over others, while in a monarchy, the ruler is impartial. In a democracy, the decision-making process is generally much slower than in a monarchy, as in a monarchy, only one person holds all the power and can make decisions without having to reach an agreement with a large group of people. Also, democracies allow every member of the society to participate in the process, whether they understand the issues being decided or not. In a monarchy, a king or queen is the head of state. Power is passed down from the existing monarch to his successor, who is usually a blood relative. There are two types of monarchies: absolute and constitutional. In an absolute monarchy, the monarch has the power to rule his or her land or state and citizens freely, while in a constitutional monarchy, the monarch is bound by a national constitution. Most constitutional monarchies have a parliamentary system, and the monarch is the head of the state with executive power, and a prime minister is the head of the government. A president or prime minister may be corrupt, as they are approved by a particular group and thus have a commitment to please them, and they have to take part in the election process. Also, when resources are not sufficient to fulfill their requirements, politicians become corrupt and may also become involved in organized crime. A monarch has no such obligation or political debt, and hence is beyond corruption. If a monarch is in power, decisions concerning the response or reaction to a crisis are quickly determined without any delay from legislative or external governing bodies. But in a democracy or a republic, each and every issue goes through a process which cannot be implemented quickly. Political stability is essential to solve long-term issues. The primary issue of one political party may be a secondary issue to others, and if the party fails in the next election, the long-term project may not succeed. But a monarchical government does not have this problem, as a monarch reigns for life. Thus, monarchy gives continuity over a long period of time.
It works!
The sixth king of Saudi Arabia, the King Abdullah, assumed the role after the death of his half-brother, King Fahd, in 2005. The king has focused his entire reign on the development of the country and has granted women the right to vote as a step towards moving Saudi Arabia into the future. In addition, he established King Abdullah University of Science and Technology, which is a graduate research university that fosters its students to take part in the economic development and advancement of the kingdom. Monarchy is the oldest form of government in the UK. The British monarchy is known as a constitutional monarchy. This means that, while the sovereign is the head of state, the ability to make and pass legislation resides with an elected parliament. Although the British sovereign no longer has a political or executive role, he or she continues to play an important part in the life of the nation.
Come on, y'all! And I saw her face.